interminable white woman and solid lyricist Taylor Swift once wrote of August that it sipped away like a bottle of wine. And while that's all very nice, I'd still rather this year just slow down a little. August kicks off our silly season with an absolute landslide of titles to consume the rest of the year and ensure that any Game of the Year debates will likely be dominated by the resigned sighs of the restless and the timeless. Christ, now I'm getting a bit flowery. Anyway, how about those Rubiconian fires? Let's take a look at what has us tight in the jorts. James steps up to say, ooh, bit of a shotgun blast to the face of obscure shit for me this month, with a healthy smattering of unique and strange indies catching my eye. The locally brewed Stray Gods the role-playing musical has made a name for itself on the international market, thanks to its utterly absurd cast and ambitious premise of a musical you can actually control, which is a pretty big claim, and I can't wait to see it play out. But we all know where I'm disproportionately filling my jorts this month. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon is From Software's first game since Elden Ring, and it's a doozy. A high-speed, impenetrably difficult mech combat series that takes the best of the developer's cold, detached storytelling and pairs it with blistering, deeply customizable battle robots. Baby, you've got a stew going. Jordan rises to the occasion to say, oh boy, here comes a massive month for me. 2 of my most anticipated games of the year are releasing, but there are also quite a few others that have me quite happy this month, and will hopefully pull me away from Destiny 2 for long enough to momentarily forget how Bungie continually runs this game into the ground. Regardless, let's go from the top. At heart, I'm a huge fan of RPGs, and nothing has satiated that hunger for the next expansive and intricate RPG experience more than the impending release of Baldur's Gate 3. I'll be honest, I've already played more than I care to admit of the game's early access, but in an age where RPGs are mostly just boring open-world games with stats or arbitrary skill trees, glares at Horizon Forbidden West, a game that genuinely understands what the role-playing part of a role-playing game is cannot be missed. Larian Studios had already captured me with 2 Divinity Original Sin games, but this is just icing on the cake. From Software, I'm still recovering from your immense release of Elden Ring just under a year ago, while also lamenting the fact that Sony will keep one of your best games forever tied down to their frustrating platform. And now you're telling me that you already have a new game in the form of Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon? Well, shit. I'm extremely excited to see how a modern-day From Software adapts to a different style of gameplay since the advent of Dark Souls and Elden Ring's success. Give it to me now! Nathan also rises from his favourite dustbin to say, this month I roleplay being less of a cunt and more of a well-rounded and thoughtful gamer goblin. As this goblin celebrates the return of the lauded D&D video game series in Baldur's Gate 3, I wonder to myself, what armour class are the humble jorts? And for fans of booty, the masters of the top-down stealth action genre Me Games return for the supernatural stealth pirate game Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew. And if that doesn't grab your ass, then the video game adaptation of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will surely soil it. Adam manages to grab the ropes and says, WrestleQuest, a turn-based RPG that swaps out swords and shields for powerbombs and DDTs. Featuring real-world wrestling legends like Randy Savage, the Junkyard Dog, and Jeff Jarrett, with a pixel art style. I'm hoping that WrestleQuest can complete my holy trinity of wrestling games in 2023, alongside WWE 2K23 and AEW Fight Forever. The other title that's caught my eye in August is Atlas Fallen. I am a fiend for new IPs, and when I'm promised an action-adventure game that features sand surfing and overly designed characters, I get all kinds of excited. I've got high hopes that Deck 13, the team behind The Surge, will be able to strike gold once more. And there's no chance I'll get to them, but I do plan on checking out Moving Out too. Looks good. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if only to see Ash go hog wild on survivors as Leatherface. And then for the furry feline enthusiasts, the hit game Stray finally makes its way to the Xbox family of consoles, bringing a wealth of fuzz and purrs to the Microsoft family. And for the downright radical amongst us, you can take a look at the heavily Jet Set Radio-inspired Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, with a world you can carve up the way you wish and be as funky and as radical as you can dream. And for people paying attention to the pointier swords in the room, On Guard makes its way to the PC, bringing an absolutely slick and stylish look to sword fighting that we are long overdue for. And that is but a taster of the incredible titles coming in August of 2023. As we slide into the latter half of the year, where did the time go? For all of your impressions, thoughts and looks, make sure to keep your eyes tuned to world-play.com.au and maybe check us out on Facebook, drop us a like, maybe a comment, tell us what you think about the hit games that await us towards the end of this year. And until next time, keep your jorts safe!